All right, I thought I'd do an update. Just got done doing some yard work. Finally got this grass mowed. Started doing some weeding. We did have a couple of dry days, but not enough. But just enough rain to refill that. So as you can see, I got to start with this weeding problem I got. And I've been rotating the soil. This is a soil that seems to be doing the best because I think it's the furthest away from direct sun. This one is drying out. And I'll just have to add more fertilizer to this one. We'll get into growing stuff. I'm gonna add some new soil to each of the boxes. And then I'm going to I also did right here, I rotated some of this. So down at the bottom, you can shovel everything at the bottom about 2 inches. And then you can recircuit back up here. And then I did, and then I put some of this stuff on here. I'm gonna let this settle for a little bit. And then in a week or so, I'm going to shovel underneath the stuff that's been breaking down, turning in some good mulch, rotate it to the top and let that stuff settle. And here's all of the weeds that I pulled, and this is going to create some really good mulch. I've already rotated this a bunch of times right now. So, getting close. I think next weekend I'm going to get all of this cleaned up. As you can see, I went to town on this. Then I need to clean, as I've said before, those collector totes or barrels, and then those totes, and probably will clean the feeding tote, which is right here. This is where all the water comes in. So that's where we take all of the water from here, store it in here, and we fill this, and this is where the supply comes from. So that's the supply that is connected by here, all of these lines here. As you can see, the black lines. So when we turn the pump on, which is inside there, it's a little small bilge pump. That bilge pump pushes all the water in there, all through the line. It comes out and it turns into a sprinkler. Very ingenious. We've kind of changed things quite a bit in the last 7 years. We've been doing this. Guy who kind of helped create this was, I actually started doing this, and then he came and helped me build these boxes. And then I ended up making this water system here, me and another guy who was a roommate at the time. And so then James said, okay, I can one-up you guys, and I will create a collection. And then we started this. I like to tell the story from when we built this cover here on my back deck. When that was built, the question was, what are we going to do with the excess water, rainwater? We're going to somehow have to figure out how to drain it, put it in the drains, the sewer. And I said, let's just collect it. I'm going to collect it. And so that's what we did. We started, and these things fill pretty fast. So then we came to the conclusion that we've got to store them in big containers. And I had seen these totes. Matter of fact, I knew a guy, I was getting some from him, but yet the company he was a part of they used methanol so it was not good. They were bad totes. I was actually grabbing some of them secretly and selling them online, and nobody came back because you couldn't get out that saturated smell of that methanol stuff. It was terrible. I don't know exactly what they were using it for, but anyway, I found people online who sell these totes, and I know a guy who that's the business he does, and he's got all kinds of containers. And I'm in Oregon, and his company is called Green Container Company. And so he's got all these totes. He's got all kinds of totes and containers and barrels. And he's a little ways away. I got to drive to get to him, but he always has plenty. And I found this other lady had some for a much better price, and she came and delivered them. So these, you can find these online. You can find them on Marketplace. So, and then the adventure started. So anyway, so that will be today's update. I'm gonna head out. I did a day's worth of work here, so I will give more updates later. Thanks.